In this video, we are talking all about whether you should have a W-2 employee or 1099 contractors. What should you do? First of all, let's talk about the difference between a W-2 and a 1099. So a W-2 is a traditional employee. It's someone that is a part of your team, that they have a supervisor. You can tell them what to do, when to show up, how to dress, all of those things within the legalities of the law that any other employee, you can do that. Now a 1099 contractor, a contractor is someone that you kind of view like someone that's working on your house or someone that's mowing your lawn. You're not going to tell them what to wear. You're not going to tell them how to do it, but they are going to just do the outcome of what you give them. And so that's going to be offering counseling services or offering coaching services. And so the difference here really is about control and autonomy. An independent contractor is an independent business within your business. They might be doing business as themselves, they might have an LLC, they might have an S Corp, but they are their own business within your business. So you have a lot less control, but they have a lot more autonomy, which for someone that doesn't want to micromanage people is great because you don't have to worry about ordering their business cards and doing really anything other than promoting them and sending them clients. Now, a couple other things to know is that both of these models can have percentage-based models. It's up to your accountant and you within your state to look at that, but you can still have a base salary and then do percentage bonuses. Now, one thing that a lot of people ask me is, what about fee splitting? Now, the American Counseling Association in their ethics talks about fee splitting, and a lot of people don't understand this legal term. In talking to my own attorney and several other attorneys, now I'm not an attorney, there's probably some disclosure right here, like Joe's not an attorney, so he's only speaking from his own experience. But fee splitting, what that is if there's a chiropractor and I send one of my clients there and they give me a kickback for that, that is fee splitting, that I get a percentage for referring somebody there. Now, the ACA Code of Ethics talks about this because, yeah, you don't want to have people that are being sent over somewhere only because you're getting a percentage kickback. Now, the argument that I would actually disagree with is that if you have a 1099 contractor where you get a percentage of that, you're more likely to inappropriately refer to that person. Now, you're telling me that if you have a W-2 employee that you're paying more taxes on, that you're renting space for, and you actually have more liability than a contractor, that wouldn't be the same case? I mean, come on. Like, it's not going to be that. We are all ethical counselors and we want to do a good job and serve the clients well. Either way, your employee or 1099 contractor is additional liability and risk for you. And so fee splitting, actually, the way it's typically interpreted is not correct when you talk to almost any attorney. Next, you need to look at what is allowed in your state. There are states like California that it is near impossible to have a 1099 contractor. And the employment law of your state is really important to know. And we don't even try to keep up with it because with 50 states and having 3 to 5 mental health licenses per state, to even try to keep up with that, we would fail miserably. So we recommend that you talk to an accountant and an attorney that are from your state that understand employment law. Because there's some states that are totally friendly to 1099s. As well, there's states that totally hate them. So when you're doing this research, you want to look into that. As well, you want to understand how the IRS talks about 1099s. Go look up the most recent information from the IRS to find out how they define a 1099. So for example, they say you can't buy them business cards. So don't buy them business cards or you're going to get in trouble. But what you can do is you could buy the business cards and then say that it comes off of their first check. So it's easier for them to get started. So make sure you understand what rules you have to follow so that you don't get in trouble. The next question really is, how much control do you want? How much control do you want over your environment, over your culture? I had 1099 contractors before I sold my practice. And I had a guy that showed up in flip-flops and shorts, and for years it drove me crazy, but I couldn't say anything because he was a contractor. Well, when I actually talked to him, he strategically did that with his clients that he thought that they would open up more when he seemed more laid back. So he actually had a strategy. I didn't realize that for years. I thought maybe I should have W-2s so that this guy doesn't have to wear flip-flops and shorts to work. But it was actually part of his strategy. I wanted a practice where people could show up, they could work, they could get paid. It was a good side gig for most people. For people that wanted to go full-time, they didn't have to worry about the clients. Lastly, we want to look at your long-term plan. Is it to work less? Is it to expand, to be a mega practice? Is it to move more into consulting or podcasting? Is it to sell the practice? All of those strategies, you're going to take a different approach to deciding what kind of practice you want to have. So if you want to go one direction where it's really easy to sell and things are automated, you'll probably want an insurance-based practice that has W-2s. It's a little bit more locked down. Whereas if you want to start to back away, you want some people that are autonomous and don't need a lot of oversight. So maybe you want 1099s. If you have questions, we would love to talk to you. We offer one-on-one consulting, mastermind groups, small group communities, conferences. Head on over to practiceofthepractice.com/apply, and we'll jump on a phone call and talk all about your next phases of private practice.